Happy New Year. We're back. It's 2025.
Welcome to Community Real Estate Roots, Agents Building Relationships, where we explore the heart of real estate through meaningful connections as they guide you through stories behind every sold sign and dive into how agents nurture communities, one home and one relationship at a time.
Welcome back. It is now 2025, and let's talk about what we're doing in 2025. Do you know yet?
That is so hard to believe that it's 2025.
I know. My daughter literally turns 21 in 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm just like, where did the years go?
Mm-hmm.
And it's 2025.
My
It's
son
for sure.
turns into a teenager. My baby,
Oh, God bless you.
January 3rd.
Ooh.
You know, the morning he wakes up as a teenager, you go, okay, where did my child go? Can that child go back to bed and come up and get up again? Because you have a great son. He's so
amazing.
polite.
He's
He's
laid
so
back.
sweet, yeah.
He's so smart. But we've already gone from the bunk beds to the queen. He's no longer in the bunk beds and the toys.
Dude,
It's all electronics and gaming.
That's
its own
kind of cool
accessories.
because my 20-year-old is still in a twin bed, but he does all the gaming stuff too. But he's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big.
He needs his queen bed, but he doesn't want it. He likes his twin bed.
Oh, well, if
I
that's
mean,
if
whatever.
that's what
That's
he
what
likes.
floats his boat.
That's right.
So what's on the horizon for 2025? You got anything that's on the books?
Already on
that you're
my
done?
books is fuel.
Yes.
We've
Yes.
talked about fuel before, but it is coming up at the end of February, and I'm super, super stoked. I know that Deidre's going.
Yes.
I think
very
Amber said
excited.
she's going.
Is
No
she?
way.
I think Amber said she's trying to go, yes.
Do we know if
She better
Denise
get a
is
ticket bought.
going or...
I don't think Denise is going. I
Okay.
don't think Trish. Joanne's going. Terry's going. Richard's
Terry is great.
going.
Stacy and Trish are going.
Last I heard, they hadn't decided.
Stacy told me last week on our trip that they were going.
Oh, well.
So,
Yay.
yeah.
My
So-
husband's coming.
Oh, wait, my husband's coming too. I don't leave this.
A lot of spouses are coming.
Yeah.
This round. It's just because it's in San Diego and they
Yeah.
all wanted to go.
Yeah.
But it is a, so for those that might not
So
know,
school me. What should I expect?
ERA is the
Umbrella.
umbrella as part of the Anywhere Network internationally. So you will meet people from France. You will meet international people. You will meet people from all over the country. You'll meet people from Canada. You'll meet people from everywhere. And believe it or not, you will leave there with a couple of relationships built. And you really want to because that's where your referral business can come from.
And this is ERA King people?
No,
this is a
so
whole
this
bunch
is
of-
ERA people.
This is
ERA people.
Yes.
So you
Okay.
have
It's-
ERA,
Okay.
and then under the ERA, you have the different franchises, basically.
Franchises.
So
Okay.
that's where ERA King falls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I learned that last time. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
no,
cool.
it's pretty cool. I mean, and you'll hear
You'll hear like ERA
ERA
Sunrise,
Rise, yeah.
ERA Back Porch
Which-
or Light
yeah,
Porch or
I
something
love
like
that.
that. Like there's all kinds of
Yeah.
different ERAs. There you go, Lisa.
Yeah,
I got it
I
out
know.
of the way for you.
um,
But it's really cool to see other brands out there,
Right.
basically.
and you get to hear. So there'll be a welcome event the day that we go in, which is a Thursday. We're supposed to be there by 4. So when you're booking your plane tickets,
First
you don't want to get too early because you don't really have a place to put your stuff. I mean, a lot of the vendors will be open. So there's a lot of vendors that are there the whole time that you can purchase things. Some of them will just give giveaways, things of that nature. If you're going to buy apparel and stuff, you better go straight to the ERA booth day one because they
It sells
sell out
out.
super, super fast for that. So it's just this big social networking, education event. We try to all sit together for the session, so the King family will all be together in those type of atmosphere. The agenda looks like it's changed just a little bit this year. So usually there's the welcome, and then there's the open session where you hear
Like a keynote speaker.
Yeah.
Last year it was Tom Ferry.
Yep.
Which we got the email. He is coming
He's
back.
coming
I'm
back.
super stoked. I really,
Yeah.
really
Yeah, I
enjoyed.
had a lot of people that said they really enjoyed him.
I really
Yes.
enjoyed some of the things that he talked about, and it was some of the things where I was like, I wouldn't have even thought to do that.
Right.
Just some of the things that he put out there, and I was like, wow, I didn't even think about that. But he's going to be there. But it sounds like from what I've skimmed over it, it's kind of going to be like a big open session the day of, to where we're going to have several speakers. I know Larry Kendall, is it Kendall? Who is over the Ninja series is going to be there. Katie Lance, who is real big into marketing.
Yeah, we've watched some of her
stuff in the
events.
office. There was another Jessica something.
Yeah,
It said
I'm
something
not
like an
familiar with
AI
her.
lady. I mean, not.
Well,
Terry was
that's probably
Yeah, her name actually was Alicia. That's the only reason I remember it was because her name was Alicia. I'm sure she'll probably be there, but she may not be one of the big. So
she may
would
be
fall
one
into the classes.
Yeah, she would fall into the classes. So you're going to get a list of all
the
kinds of
classes.
stuff.
So like the first day, you're just gonna have different speakers that you just absorb everything that you can.
So we each individually can choose what class we want to go to, or do we as a group
Yes,
go?
the next day you decide, hey, this is a Google class and I want to go to it, or this is an AI class, or this is a class in Moxie. I went to an AI class and I went to a Google class. There was even a beginner class that was pretty interesting just to get your database going and everything last year. So it looks like just one day of classes.
Yes.
Versus a day and a half last year.
Yeah. But I think it's just a bigger session that you're still going to get some of that education point. And everyone kind of gets together and goes, okay, where are you plan on going? So if there's some that...
Because there's like because what happened last year was there was a Google class and an AI class at the same time. And Bridget's like, man, I really wanted to go to this one, but I want to go to this one. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to this one. I'll take notes. You take notes on this one. We come back together and we've had 2 classes between the 2 of us. So it's
Or
pretty
you
cool.
hear what everybody wants to do, and then we all go and maybe take up an entire table in the room. And they have the breakfast and lunch ready for us.
And then they have snacks.
Yeah,
They had some really good
they had
snacks.
some really good snacks last year. And then they'll have something at night for us. And then the night before,
The last night,
which will be Saturday night, right? We leave on Sunday.
Yeah, I think so.
So we're there
and
Thursday.
that's our big party.
So Thursday for the opening, they had the opening speech. Then Friday we have classes.
Friday we're going to have the speakers.
Yeah.
Speakers.
This is what they call
And
a
then
session. There'll be a morning session and an evening session.
And then Sunday we'll have classes.
Saturday we'll have classes.
Saturday we'll have classes. Sunday we leave.
We leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a new fuel registration thing popped in today. If you filter on down it, you can click on and get the whole agenda now.
Okay.
So all of it's there. But you need a place to stay. So
To make sure you do that.
that's
I told
when
my
you
husband last
get
night,
there.
I says, do we want to get 2 queens or a king? He goes, a king? Like, are you sure?
Somebody's damn well. Are we splitting this with somebody?
You sure you don't want your space? Have my space?
So you're talking about investing in yourselves because it's not a cheap trip,
It's not
Yeah.
a cheap trip.
but it's worth every dime.
I feel like it is. Like I've had some people that are like, I don't see spending the money going all the way across the country. And I'm like, but you're investing in yourself. And like we discussed even in our last podcast, I feel like Fuel last year was my breakout session. And
Yeah,
I
it
feel
was.
like I'm hoping that it's going to be the same. Not that you haven't broke out, but you're going to go and you're going to have that aha moment that I had. So I'm looking forward to that with you and hopefully Amber.
And you'll meet someone. I mean, the goal of it, always have business cards in your pockets. Always.
Okay.
Because you're going to meet people from all over the country. And that's how you set up a referral. Well, you have anybody that's coming to Birmingham, give me a call. You have anybody that's going to Kansas City, give me a
off
me a
the top
call.
of my head, I can't remember, but there was this one guy who I just loved last year. Do you remember Elmer Lambright? He wore a pink suit. His story was amazing. Where he came from, how he got to where he was just absolutely amazing. I follow him on social to this day. I'm friends with him. I love his, all of his social media and stuff, but that was just off the top of my head, I cannot remember where he's at, but I know that if I get any type of out of state and in his area, he's going to be the person that hey, I met you at Fuel in 2024 and I need you to take care of my client.
Oh.
So it's hard, especially when you go for the first time. You have a tendency just to
stay in your
sit
group.
back and watch.
Well, no, and there's more of us going this year, so
Yeah.
that's probably going to make it even harder to split away. But you really want to work on those relationships, because that
That's
can
one
make
of
a
my
difference
goals.
in your
business.
in your 2012 business. And I'm not talking just from a referral place, but you may sit in on a session, someone that already gets it, and you guys engage with each other, and then now that person becomes a contact on, hey, I'm struggling with this part.
What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think?
What are your
How are you
opinions?
using it? What success stories have you had? So you have that relationship person anywhere that you can reach out to, and make that happen. So that's the end of February, the first part of March.
Yes.
Well, that's kind of also for 2025. What I'm going to try to work on is my networking. I know we're going to have a lot more events being in Calera and of our First Fridays and all of our things. I'm going to really try to focus more on, doing my classes and meeting people and, branching out like that. Because I'm great at giving things away. I'm great at doing raffles and things, but I got to start bringing people in.
And so you got to start building those certain
Right.
relationships.
Yeah, I got to get better at that.
Well, and if you, I mean, I will use our ribbon cutting in Calera as an example. I mean, the house was full.
It was packed.
It was.
And
it
for the
was packed
weather,
out.
I couldn't even get
Yeah.
up front where y'all were announcing. I was back in the back.
It was rainy.
For the weather, I was
not nice.
so shocked at the turnout. I honestly
And
just
if you want to
kinda
see, go to our Facebook page because we have videos. Just throw that out.
just plugging
Yes.
that in.
Yeah, but the chamber, Shelby County Chamber of Commerce, that's who supported the ribbon cutting along with the Main Street team. So you have that relationship now because we're part of, from a business perspective, in Shelby County. And then we have a coffee networking session
In January.
scheduled in January immediately. So we've been to one at the First Bank
I was
or
there.
something. Yeah, I think all three of us
Yeah.
were there. So I'm super excited to kick off the year with doing a networking event. We have that, and then we're going to slide into February.
And then before you know it, First Friday.
First Friday.
First Friday starts
I mean,
in
when we
April.
get back from Fuel, it's the first week of March.
Yeah.
We'll be in the planning mode for all those First Fridays moving forward, and making sure we have all of our swag ordered for that, and then stepping out of our box and really planning some real estate educational for the community. You don't have to be in the market
No.
to buy a house if you've never bought one before. What you need to be in the market for is educating yourself on what does it mean, one, to be a homeowner, two, how do I even
Do it. What's the
how do I
process?
even get started?
What are the pros and cons?
It's well, and it's simpler than you think. The hard part is when you don't educate yourself. But that's with anything that you do in life, right?
Knowledge is
Um,
power.
So for me, it's really important to have that door open in our office in Calera, to work with different businesses and just see what we can do to help each other out. So I'm pretty stoked over that business. We have tons of new construction still going on in Calera.
We have, that I know of,
Huge.
3 different builders
Yep.
that are actively building right now.
Yep.
Actually,
if I fix
4.
to say there's probably at least
There's actually 4.
Right.
There's D.R. Horton.
There's Sierra Horton,
Adams.
Adams, Holland Homes.
And
There's a new one that I don't know who it is, but they're building townhomes down in South Calera, off of Winter Circle. I looked on the MLS last night and they threw them up. There's a brand new, so I don't know who the builder is though.
Someone told me that there's going to be like a senior citizens, like
it's out
income.
on 84, like you're going to the interstate. Like you're going, if you get on from 22, 84, I think it's 84.
87?
Could be 87 New Trent. So if you take a right there at the D.R. Horton community, go to the right, like you're going to go back to the Shelby County Airport exit. All this huge thing that they're building right here on the right-hand side, going that direction, is supposed to be a
Senior citizen type apartment living, possibly.
yeah.
I think it's what it is. Yeah.
which we have nothing.
No, we have nothing like that. and
I mean,
think that's
there's not
great.
even anything like that in Alabaster. There's a small one in Pelham.
Yeah.
So was super excited to see that is going to service a group that really probably struggles
And
right
the
now.
community of their, is it going to be rental? Or are they going to buy that? Or do we know what that is?
I don't know the details.
Yeah.
I don't know all the details behind it. If it's a like an assisted living type environment, but you can just, you're done with all the stuff and you just want like an apartment atmosphere. It'll be age based, which is nice. And then I'm assuming it would be built to service a person as they even get older.
Well, we've also got a couple more hotels that are coming up. So, I mean, Calera is just starting to pop. I mean,
It's growing.
you've got a lot of stuff we're getting a Wendy's now.
I know, but
But we need a sit-down restaurant.
I feel, well, we're an interstate destination. We're an off interstate. That's how, besides a railroad, that's kind of how Calera started growing was, you get out, that's the exit. I mean, there's people as far north as Ohio and Michigan that probably plan that's where they're going to stop on the way to the beach.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know we have our 7 Brew, but I'm ready for a Starbucks. I'm ready for Krispy Kreme
Yeah, you won't go to Starbucks.
or Krispy Kreme.
There's too many already they only do them so many exits apart from each other, and there's one in Clanton. There's one Alabaster exit, and now there's one in Clanton. They probably wouldn't. Of course, I said that about Helena, and they
Well,
did
we
they
got
put one
Cracker
in
Barrel.
No, that is.
They've got Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Dunkin's in Helena.
Oh, Cracker Barrel bought up that lot when they put
Back in
those
2002.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
when
we
that
got
intersect
Cracker Barrel
exit-
off there and off. Well, they don't have one in Alabaster. That's in Pelham. So that is skipping an exit. So yeah.
But that Wendy's, I almost kind of feel bad for them a little bit. Because I'm kind of excited I'm kind of excited. I'm like, because I love Dairy Queen, but
Yeah.
I have to be craving one really bad to get in the car and drive to
Well, we're
Alabaster.
finally going to get to have some ice cream.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like,
At McDonald's.
yeah,
It's
I
just
mean,
like cutting it.
They
I
have
mean-
that caramel sea salt frosty right
I'm
now.
like, you better make sure you have plenty of inventory
You
on
need
that.
to get you
'Cause
2
we
ice
some-
cream makers.
We are an ice cream eating town, so you better make sure that we have enough. But that their it's not a big space.
No, it's the old Taco
No.
Bell space.
It's the old Taco
Yeah,
Bell space. And can you imagine how long the drive-thru is going to be?
when it opens.
I mean, like they're going to have traffic control.
Mm-hmm.
Milo's was like that when
Yeah.
Milo's first opened.
So was
You
Chick-fil-A.
were there?
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, Chick-fil-A
Chick-fil-A was
crazy.
horrible.
They had people camping out before then, right? And
Yep.
to get those
I'm
free
like, just-
Chick-fil-A for years or something.
Mm-hmm.
that is totally insane.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, there's great stuff coming to Calera. So we will continue the first Fridays.
Hmm.
Rumor has it that there's going to be some other events that will be part of Main Street and the pavilion and things. And the one thing I think they've kind of nailed down and will be ready as a farmer's market
Really?
under the pavilion. I'm super stoked.
That'll be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I mean, everybody needs to help the farmers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's those two little old men that sell pecans right there across.
Yes.
Hopefully they'll come down there because I always miss them.
Listen,
I see
they've
'em
been
when I'm
there.
doing
You
something.
know, you'll see them about the week before Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm. I saw a
You
lady doing
see
it
'em.
this year.
and then they disappear for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Right
now
before
you
Christmas.
see them. You see them come back, but we've always had that.
That'd be cool.
So
if they
there's
were
some
down
cool
there.
stuff.
Mhm.
There's some
Coming
cool
in
stuff
2025.
coming in 2025.
Now you remember you used to have that guy that would set up his truck in front of Waterford and sell vegetables and stuff.
Yeah,
Where did
he-
he go?
He found a farmer's market.
Yeah.
But did he find a shirt?
You know, he actually lived in the community.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
That was in his backyard.
he might have. Well, he probably had a light somewhere.
Well, it's just a lot of, the farmers are, very different because depending on where they try to set up and do, you have to have a license no different than if a food
business
truck,
Mm-hmm.
a food truck can't set up and sell without having a city license in anywhere that they go. That's why a lot of those food trucks have a lot of license from a lot of
Different
cities,
cities.
so they can go.
Speaking
They
of
go
food
whatever.
trucks, let's talk about the food trucks that we have at First Friday. We have Battle Axe. Is that what they're called? Battle Axe? They are so good. We have what are the Cajuns? What, I don't say Cajun steamers, but what is the one that's for the crawfish boil? We have several crawfish boil
They are.
trucks.
I think it's Alabama something.
Crawfish, something.
Yeah.
The people line up for a hot minute for
Listen,
that.
you cannot. It's kind of like Halloween. You can't have enough candy. They triple their crawfish every year, and
And It's not enough every year.
it's not enough. Like I went this past year before they actually opened, and I said, please ring one up for me now and hide it, and I'll come get it at the end of the night. So those are kind of fun community type things.
Mhm.
Yep. How about business? What are you thinking? Because if you listen to the news, we're going to be starving in
I
2025.
know. Somebody told me the other day, do you think the market's going to crash? Because, real estate's going to be one of the first things. I said, people are still going to need to have a house. They're going to want to buy a house before they're going to want to rent somewhere because the renters are going to jack up their rent price.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Everything that everybody keeps saying that the market's going to crash, the market's crash. Well,
For years now, they've been saying
I know that there's 3 of us in this room and we've had our best year yet. So
Yes.
I don't think anything's crashing anytime soon. So I'm super stoked for 2025 and what my business is.
Yeah, I
gonna
know.
do.
I think it's going to be great. I think you're going to see we have new leadership going into Washington. So there's a lot of things that are going to do that. But people will need to buy a car. They're going to need to buy a house.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you need to buy a house so you can pay it off so you don't have to worry about that stuff.
Yeah, no.
Go pay a house. Focus on putting money on that principal. That way you can get it paid off sooner.
but I'm going to
And
be
then-
safe and pay $2,000 a month to an apartment.
It's going to go up. That you're going to have to wait
every
on
single year.
Billy
is
Bob to
gonna
come fix
to
your
go
air
up.
conditioner.
Right.
I mean, pop in whenever he wants to. There's no. I'm just going to stop.
So our
Don't get me
advice,
started.
our advice is call us.
Buy the home.
Buy dirt. Buy
Listen,
house.
listen to an expert in that field.
And we are the Calera
And we are the Calera experts. So we are going to rock
2025.
5.
It's going to be fun.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
No, it's going to be fun.
Thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast platform or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Your Neighbor, Your Agents. Please visit www.yourneighboryouragents.com.